What's going on, people? Man, let me try that again. What's going on, people? Here we go. It's your boy BSG coming to you on what's today? Tuesday. Yeah, don't tell me the wrong day. My daughter back here telling me the wrong day. It's Wednesday, girl. February 7th. And man, I hope y'all having a good day. Man, there's a lot of, oh my goodness, so much news today, so much drama today, man. Non-crypto related drama, even though we're gonna get into this huge, I can't call it anything other than a scandal. So we're gonna get right into it, but for those of you who don't know non-crypto related news, you might want to check out the reason why Quincy Jones is trending on Twitter. Man, it is hilarious. I've been laughing all morning, man. It is wow. And if you didn't see the Cleveland Cavaliers last night, I'm surprised somebody has not been traded like already. Like somebody should have been traded like after the third quarter. That was the most ridiculous meltdown I have ever seen. Maybe not ever. The Orlando Magic when Nick Anderson missed those free throws. For y'all young fellas out there, y'all don't know nothing about that. But other than that, that's one of the biggest implosions I've ever seen of a team, man. And it is not going to work in Cleveland. So anyway, on to the news of the day. I was doing research for the Patreon group that I contribute to, and trying to find the next cryptocurrency that's gonna go 10x 20x. That's what we look for. And I went to Coin Market today and I saw that this coin here, I don't know how, is it Aeternity or Aeternity, whatever, was up, a lot. In fact, when I checked it this morning, it was up something like 60%. And I had seen this company before, but I never done the research. I mean, it's over 1,500 cryptos out there, 1,510 according to Coin Market Cap. So, I don't always get to learn about, all of them. And, I take my time because I really do a deep dive when I go into, a company. So, obviously they've already had a lot of success. Looks like they were 25 cents or so back in November, and now at $3. So they have already 10x. But people who believe in this technology think that it's just getting started, and quite frankly feel that it's undervalued. So I said, well, let me check it out. So I go to the website Aeternity.com, and I'm going through looking at everything, and I read the white paper and find out what they want to do. And basically what it comes down to is they want to take the smart contracts that were basically pioneered by the Ethereum team and make those smart contracts off chain. And if you know anything about Bitcoin scalability, Ethereum scalability, if you're going to have your records and information on chain, on the actual blockchain, which is what it's supposed to be, right now, the developers from around the world have not figured out how to have on-chain scalability that can do thousands of transactions per second. So the only solution that they found, I want to emphasize that they found, is to take things off chain. So that's what the Lightning Network is about. And other companies have other developers have follow in their footsteps, and there are doubters. I'm a doubter, quite frankly, especially of the Lightning Network. It centralizes Bitcoin. I've talked about that on this channel. Other people on YouTube have talked about that. So we're not going to get into that, but this is what they want to do, and it's an interesting idea. How they're combating, the people who are against off-chain transactions is by combining a proof of stake governance along with the off-chain transaction. So again, it sounds interesting. I read the white paper. It looks like they have a good community and everything like that. They do have a working platform. I'm sorry. They do have a platform on iOS. I have heard that it's very, very buggy right now, but that has not stopped this company from having a $600 million market share. So once I look at the product and see if it's something that's viable and everything, I always look at the team. Okay, and I try to do some research and find out if the team is about anything. And so I checked out this guy. If I jack up your name, my dude, I'm sorry, Yanislav Malahov. And interestingly enough, he didn't have a LinkedIn, but he did have a Twitter. And I checked out the Twitter. Don't know if it's gonna load here. Yeah, it's not gonna load for you guys live. But it seemed like it was cool, and he's got like 1,500 followers, nothing crazy. But he's very active in the community. He's always speaking at different events, and quite frankly, that kind of stuff matters more than somebody having a bunch of followers, because you got a bunch of followers, you can create some nonsense and people will follow you. So I started to do a little bit more deep diving. I always go to Reddit, and when I went to Reddit, that's where we ran into a serious issue. So on Reddit, I came across, and I want you to pay attention to these two names, Yanislav and Marian Vogel. All right, I came across this. Let me open this up here. Hold on. Forgot to open that up, and I'm gonna let me lock this before we get into this, because this is crazy, man. I came across this link talking about the CTO, Chief Technological Officer, or Chief Technology Officer, however they want to say it, left the company. And this happened back in August. So it didn't have too many upvotes, but I'm like, I need to check this out. Let me find out what's going on. And the link leads to this GitHub by this guy named Zach. Here's what he said. I'm going to summarize this for you. Okay. Basically, he's saying he's left Aeternity, or Aeternity, however you say it, and he wanted to explain what he did for Aeternity and why he left. So here it goes. He says, I invented and implemented Turing complete state channels. I invented and implemented off-chain markets, which is Eternity's killer app. I implemented an Oracle mechanism. I invented and implemented the governance mechanism, answered technical questions, came up with the ideas for the white paper, gave training in the technology, etc., etc. He wrote the Lightning Network on top of the testnet. He wrote the Eternity testnet. He wrote the off-chain marketplace in the Lightning Network. Basically, he said he created Eternity. Created it. Okay. All right. So then he talks about, okay, for his work, what he should get paid. And I don't want to get into the specifics or whatever. I don't know the guy. He thinks he's owed $3.5 million or 1.7, depending on what it is. But basically what it comes down to is, thus far, this guy Zach is saying he has not been paid. And I'm like, hold on, partner. What do you mean you haven't been paid? Like, why would you even engage in this kind of work without being paid? Now, this is what he's saying. So I obviously, I cannot personally validate this, but I'm going to show you something else that might make this have a little bit more substance. So he's saying that he's very sorry that this happened. And he breaks down a timeline. January 2015, began programming the blockchain that would eventually be called Aeternity. March 2017, now so that 2 years have gone by, okay? And he said in March that they told him that he would be the highest paid out of all the Eternity people, which makes a lot of sense if he created the blockchain and the Lightning Network, the testnet, the whole nine. And that he would control at least 10% of the budget. Okay, that's March 2017, which was pretty much the time that Eternity launched. They launched in February, I believe. Okay, May, he says he keeps bringing up how much he wants to get paid. Brother want to get paid, okay? Dude want his money, all right? And asking to see how the budget is planned to make sure I can get paid. The owner of Aeternity says that we will discuss it more tomorrow or after my trip or after I sleep or later. The owner says that if I mention anything to the community about how unstable my relationship is, then they will not be paying me anything and they will sue me for damages. Okay, now it's getting real, Doc. Now, according to this guy, he hasn't been paid, and now you threatening folk? You threatening folk? Come on, man. June, money was collected from the contribution campaign. Other programmers were getting paid regularly, but I still have not been paid. What are you talking about? How are other people getting paid, but you not getting paid? Something ain't right. Either this dude is lying, or I mean, that don't make no sense. I would have been calling somebody, but you're going to see why he didn't call in a minute. So he said he went on strike. He stopped answering technical questions and stopped helping with the Eternity software. He demanded that they come up with an agreement about how he will get paid. That was in June. In August, the owner calls him and tells him that he's not a founder, but that he's just a junior programmer and that he already has more experienced programmers who want to work for him. He tells him that Eternity is not interested in using any of the technology he invented or any of the software he has written. So he asked me how much I think would be a fair payment under these circumstances. And he told the dude $300,000. So he's basically saying, if y'all don't want to pay me for my technology and everything, that's fine. Give me $300K and, I'm out the door. All right. Well, as of August, he is saying that they are still working on the technology that he invented, still using everything that he created, basically, and he still has not gotten paid. August 17th, he said they finally make an offer to hire him at a figure that he is comfortable with. Okay. In the process of negotiating my employment, the owner was asking me technical questions. Now, for those out there who don't see what's already going on, if you ain't got paid yet and people are asking you questions and you ain't even got no money yet, man, you're going to have to make something up. You're going to have to say, oh, I have to get back with you later. I can't answer that right now. I need to do more research. We need to look at more data. You don't say anything. And so this is where this guy made a mistake. He said he asked him some technical questions and he gave honest answers to the technical questions which made the owner angry. He said he wishes that the universe worked differently, and he blamed me, the messenger of the bad news. He said the owner was so upset by the technical limitation that he did something to him that both scared and injured him. He says that a week later, he still has a limp. Now, I want to be clear about this. He said he did something to him that scared him and injured him. Now, he didn't say he put his hands on him or anything like that, but he said he did something to. What are you doing to somebody that's injuring them? Maybe he flinched at him, or made him fall, or said he was gonna whoop his ass. I don't know, but this is his account, okay? So he said immediately after that experience, the owner and 3 other employees got together to pressure him into signing a contract where I would agree to not talk about what happened to me. They told me I won't get paid unless I sign. The contract says Zach agrees that all of his work is worth $300,000 and that Eternity owes him nothing more. And Zach agrees to never say anything about Eternity. Dude, I'm going to leave this link in this video. You can check this out for yourself. So how come the dude took all of this abuse, right? And how come he decided to work for a company that wasn't paying him? Well, he was in a foreign country. He was working for these cats in another country, and he did not know the language. And there you have it. So because he didn't know the language, he didn't feel comfortable going to the police. He said that these people told him that they would contact the police since they know the language, and they would get everybody in the company to say that it was something that he did, and that they would bribe the police if necessary. All of that is in here, Doc. Okay, so, but I want to draw your attention to this one sentence down here, okay? It says, like the second to the last, third to the last paragraph, as far as I know, Marion has also not been paid. Eternity might steal from her too, which could be a disaster. All right, so who the heck is Marion? Well, here you go. There she is. Marion Vogel is listed as the director of the company, okay? The director of the company. All right, so here's some more juice. This is Marion's Twitter, and I did have some people try to reach out to her before I did this video. At the time of this video, she has not reached back, but I want you to pay attention to something, all right? Look at all of her tweets, right? She tweeting some jokes. Right, she's showing some newspapers, retweeting some stuff about blockchains. Here she is retweeting a shirt worn by Jameson. All of this blockchain generic stuff. Okay, what don't you see? Do you see anything about the company that she works for? Anything? Do you like anything? Like a coffee break, a lunch break, chilling with the crew, hanging out, right? Having a good time. Do you see, bruh? There's none of this. Nothing about Eternity. There are things about Bitcoin. There are many things about blockchain. And there are many jokes. She got some, she retweet. I mean, she ain't write the jokes, but she she retweeted some stuff that was really funny. Okay. Like this joke right here, somebody wrote, said, Uber is everything our parents told us not to do. Don't talk to strangers. Don't get in the car with strangers. Don't take candy from strangers. She retweeted that. She thought that was funny. Okay, that is kind of funny. All right. But nothing about the company she's worked for. Oh, this is hilarious right here. I don't know what country this is, but they're showing who gets priority seating. And it's old people, injured people, and pregnant ladies with Wi-Fi. I was laughing at that. But there's nothing about Eternity. You have to go back. Let me take you back. Looking at her photos and videos, you have to go back until February 22nd, 2017. Pretty much the beginning of the damn company, where she shows a picture of, here's this Yanoslav dude at a conference speaking to people. Here's another picture showing John McAfee around the same time. And here's the only thing that she's ever mentioned about the blockchain. That was January 3rd, bruh, 2017. Are you serious? There ought to be something else. There's something. Hey, we working on it, y'all. Hey, we making it happen. You know, and some of you are out there, well, you know, the company will probably have an agreement stating that therefore you should not talk about any of the product. Okay, that might be true in development, but Eternity is live now. According to them, they have an app on the iOS. Why don't you know what I'm saying, have anything? Okay, here we go. Here we go. October, there was 3 lectures on Eternity. Okay, all right. So there's a little something, but I mean, it seemed like ever since then, everything has stopped. See, I want to see more stuff like this. See, this is all September, October, around the stuff that was going on with my man. But it has stopped. So, listen, you know, okay, so what does this have to do with you? Why am I doing this video? So on and so forth. First of all, this is the kind of stuff that I do for, you know, the Patreon group, okay? So when they give you a recommendation based on, you know, something that I say, believe you me, we have really dove deep into what's going on, okay? It's not about a website and white paper. You got to really find out what's going on with people, all right? But it just seems really strange to me that your head CTO person would quit amid all these allegations, and that your director is not really tweeting about the company. And you know, there's all these proposed issues, man. So, you know, do your own research. If you want to invent, you know, the technology sounds like, you know, it could be fantastic, but it's still very much in the infancy stages. You know, is not being utilized right now. And I tend to stay away from hopes and dreams. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's over 1,500 different cryptos out there right now. I don't have time for the will be's and we hope to's and so on. You know, okay, holla at me, you know, when y'all get it together. When I see it operational, and, you know, all of this off-chain stuff has not been proven yet. That's what's going on with the Lightning Network. It has not been proven to be secure. It has not been proven to lead to, you know, decentralization. In fact, it leads to more centralization. I'm just talking about things in general. I'm not talking about, you know, Eternity in general. But what Zach is saying is that the founders and the people running the company basically have no technology background, none. and that that's what he spoke about with the owner when they were hiring him, when they finally made the offer, which again was not very smart. But he called himself, telling the dude what he really thought, and because of that, they have retaliated. So obviously, this guy knows something about it, and they are fearful of, an attack that can bring down the company. So if you want to, put your money, something else that you need to look at. None of these guys here, except my man, they just got the little write-up. They don't have where you can actually, go to their LinkedIn or their GitHub or so. So I don't like companies like that. I like to find out who I'm dealing with. So, trade with caution. If you want to get involved, go ahead, get involved. But for me, based on the information I have right now, I cannot get involved. Now, if homegirl reaches out to me and tells me everything is A-okay, and I might reach out to dude who was ousted, make sure he ain't still limping, make sure he's still alive, and a whole nine. So if that changes, then I will report that. And again, I'm not saying that this has anything to do with the technology or whatever, but this does have something to do with your leadership. You cannot be beating people up and threatening folk, man, and expect to, thrive and survive. And if this guy created the damn blockchain and everything that y'all doing, it's a real mess if he has not been paid for that. So that's the information for today. You can do what you want with it. The link will be in the video. You can look it up yourself. Comment below if anybody has any more updated details, because again, from a coin standpoint, from an investment standpoint, it looks investable, but I only invest in good leadership and good teams, and I cannot make a recommendation right now. So anyway, it's your boy BSG. I'm gonna holler at y'all in the next video.